The Adventure of the Lost Pearl. Ruby and her family were on vacation at a beautiful island that had crystal clear waters and sandy beaches. Ruby loved to snorkel and explore the ocean, but her parents thought she was old enough to try scuba diving. On her first dive, Ruby was amazed by the vibrant colors of the coral and the fish swimming around her. She felt like she was in a completely different world. She was waiting for the next day to come. The following morning, Ruby and her instructor, Tom, went on a deep-sea dive. Ruby was excited and a little nervous, but Tom made her feel safe and confident. As they descended, Ruby spotted a giant sea turtle swimming gracefully in the distance. She followed it, mesmerized by its movements. Suddenly, the turtle disappeared, and Ruby realized that she had drifted too far from Tom. She looked around and saw a school of small fish darting through a narrow opening in the coral reef. Ruby hesitated for a moment but decided to follow them. The opening led to a hidden cave where Ruby found herself surrounded by the most stunning array of sea creatures she had ever seen. In the center of the cave, Ruby spotted a large pearl resting on a shelf. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. She reached for it, but as soon as her hand touched the pearl, the cave shook, and Ruby was suddenly engulfed in darkness. When she opened her eyes, Ruby was lying on a sandy beach with the pearl in her hand. She looked around and realized that she was no longer underwater. She was confused and scared, but then she saw a group of sea creatures staring at her. The creatures introduced themselves as the Guardians of the Pearl. They explained that the pearl was very special and had been stolen from their kingdom by a group of humans who had no respect for the sea or its inhabitants. The Guardians had been searching for the pearl for many years and had finally found it in Ruby's hands. Ruby felt ashamed and guilty. She realized that she had been so focused on the beauty of the pearl that she had not thought about the harm she could cause to the creatures of the sea. The Guardians forgave Ruby and explained that she could keep the pearl if she promised to protect the ocean and its creatures. Ruby was grateful for their forgiveness and promised to do everything she could to protect the ocean. When Ruby returned to the surface, she told Tom what had happened, and he was amazed. He explained that the pearl was known as the Lost Pearl of the Ocean, and it was believed to have mystical powers that could only be wielded by someone who had earned the trust and respect of the sea creatures. Ruby had earned that trust and respect, and from that day on, she became a guardian of the ocean. She never forgot her promise to protect the sea and its creatures and went on many more adventures, each time learning more about the ocean and the amazing creatures that called it home. Moral of the story: respect the ocean and its creatures and protect them from harm.